I'm gonna use the sapling to cut some tent pegs. That's what someone was requesting. Tent pegs to me are kind of, I don't know. I never use a tent peg. They're fun to carve, but I don't know. I don't really use them. So anyway, just gonna use a knife a little bit here. Take off some of these other little branches. And I'll do a little bit of carving. Let's see. Again, in this case, just fold it in half, cut through it. Alright, so now I got a clean, long piece of wood, right? So let's do that again. I'm just going to break this. Create somewhat of a, I suppose, a tent peg. And just do a little bit of carving. Alright, now when I'm doing like any kind of bushcraft stuff, and no, this is not a bushcraft knife. This is just supposed to be some kind of extreme test of this knife, because most people would never try doing this with a 3mm knife. But some of the cutting techniques, I usually don't use like a saber grip. I'll use a relaxed grip, you know, or a natural grip. In other words, I tuck my thumb in. All right, and when I'm carving, I don't necessarily push off. I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can see you can easily just rotate your stick and create somewhat of a peg. And it's very sharp. All right, real quick, some people have been asking me what kind of steel this has, because I keep, you know, showing tests on it and stuff. This is the S35 VN. All right, this is the stuff that Microtech's been using in a variety of their models. But anyway, you can see the, you know, little peg. This is still green wood. You probably want to do this with a dead tree, but it worked just fine. Okay, if you wanted to notch the other end, basically just push down, take some slivers out. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. As far as carving, bites in nice and deep. And there you go. There's your tent peg. All right, so you got the notch in the wood here that would accept your paracord or whatever cordage you're using, and then of course your stake. So you'd stake this in the ground, you know, use a baton or something, pound it in the ground. There you go. It can hold your tent peg. You can see, I mean, with a very sharp knife, any knife should be able to do this when you have a sharp edge. But the whole purpose of doing these extreme cutting, or more extreme cutting, is to see how that lockup's going to be on a folding knife. This is something you usually use a fixed blade for. But as you can see, nice and sharp, it's going to be fine for really any kind of whittling. If you want to make little dead falls or whatever, you know, or traps, it whittles just fine.